What's tea?
I don't know, friend.
Well, we gonna get into it. I'm Alicia,
And I'm mad.
and this is the I Don't Know Friend podcast. So, like usual, we're gonna go ahead and get it started with some hot topics. So, let's go ahead and get things started with our girl Wendy Williams being spotted drinking at a New York gay bar right after being having all her like health issues and stuff. Um, so she has spent the last like 5 months in rehab. And so she's finally out, and like her first like major spotting is her being, yeah, at a bar. So how you feel about that, friend?
I don't mean to laugh, but Wendy said, "Child, I wasn't able to drink. Let me get out and get me a drink, honey." But I just feel like she needs to have like um a guardian, with her, kind of like I want to say a carrier, but that's not the right word that
Caregiver?
I'm looking for. But a caretaker.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking of. It's nothing wrong with drinking. However, if it's already, a problem in your life, like causing, with your health issues, I don't feel like drinking is the best for her. Um, yeah, I mean, that's just how I feel about it, because everyone knows, like, she's not 100% there. So, why have her even take one drink?
Mm.
Just let her get, all the way better. And if she wants to have a drink every blue moon, that's fine. But yeah, I just feel like they just need to take care of Wendy a little better.
Right.
What you think?
Really, all the like new studies show alcohol is like super bad for you. Like one drink is like
Yeah.
very bad. So it's just legal, but it's actually very toxic. So I really don't think it's good, especially like it's okay, it's not gonna kill you if you're in good health or decent health, but for her to already be in like declining health already, I just don't see the appeal. And she's had drinking issues in the past and had been in rehab in and out prior to it, even when she was on the show. Remember, like she was
Right.
staying in like a
Mm-hmm.
halfway house and stuff. So like it just seems like she's still kind of going through stuff mentally. So I think she just needs to, people need to kind of watch out for her. I hope she's doing well. um
Right.
and that's really that with that situation.
Wendy is kind of like the type of person, like, she did so much bad, but it's just, well, I won't say bad, but she just talks so much shit. And them type of people, and it's just like something like bad happens to them, and it's just like, damn, I can't even dog you out. I just have to pray for you,
Right.
Wendy is definitely that. I do miss her on TV. I do hope she gets better. Wendy really was just, to be truth to be told, she was honestly just doing her job.
Hmm.
Just being messy and talking about topics like everybody else do. So,
That.
we're sending healing energy. That's what Charlamagne be saying. We're sending healing energy to Wendy Williams.
Right. So next, I guess we'll go ahead and talk about Miss Cheryl Lee Ralph opening up about being sexually assaulted by a famous TV judge, and the network asking her not to report it because they didn't want any bad press around the show. Um, so go ahead and talk about this a little bit, friend.
So, how I feel about that is, what's crazy, when she came out about it and she specifically said that it was a TV judge, my mind immediately went to Judge Joe Brown. For some reason, it just immediately went to him. It didn't go to Judge Mathis. It just didn't go to him. Like, Judge Joe Brown was the only one I can think of. It's not surprising that they did not want her to come out about it. I mean, they don't protect women like that. They don't really care. Um, that's crazy that happened, but it's not really crazy when I think about it because he is arrogant, very arrogant. Well, I ain't gonna get that far into the story, but I already just said it. But basically, it did come out that Judge Joe Brown is trying to sue her for defamation of character. Mind you, she never said his name.
Right.
So that just shows that you're guilty right there. She never brought up his name. She made it clear, like, she wasn't going to say the name. So I just think that's crazy that happened to her. We would have never known that, if she didn't come out and say that. So yeah, that was crazy. What you think about it?
Yeah, honestly, I kind of even forgot about him, so I didn't even, like, he didn't cross my mind, but seeing that, I was like, oh, well, obviously it's him. I'm wondering why
Show. Yours is
he
a new
even
show. I was
thought
like,
to, like, make a public statement about this. Like, if he was really trying to keep it under wraps, he would have just, sued for defamation and called it a day. Like, it would, eventually the lawsuit would have maybe made headlines, but it probably wouldn't have, because who's checking for that? But, like, the fact that he did it and got away with it all this time, and the network covered it up, and like, I hope at this point in time, if they are gonna name names, we name the network execs and all them people as well, and just go ahead and bring everybody down with them, because, like, what's the point? Like, I don't know.
Right.
It's sad.
And then I didn't even know you can sue someone for defamation of character without them actually
defaming
saying
you,
your
you
name.
can't. So I don't. It's curious that the judge, quote unquote, is saying that, because how is she defaming you when she didn't ever bring your name up?
Say your name, like, at all.
So that's interesting. Either way,
A hit dog, you holla.
that I hope whoever did it, and if he did, he gets whatever appropriate actions can be taken at this late date. Unfortunately, I'm sure statute of limitations do apply, so I'm sure nothing criminally can happen, but maybe something civilly. I doubt she would, but, like, some type of repercussions. I want some action. All right, some
Right.
a pension to go away. Some take his shit off syndication, something like that. We'll see.
Right. I didn't even know he was the least one I watch. I don't really watch it.
Yeah, me either. But either way, that's really it with that situation. So the next one we could talk about is Guinness, like the world record book, declares The Weeknd as the world's most popular artist after he breaks 2 Guinness World Records. That's really all it said, and I just have a lot to say about that. As someone who doesn't listen to The Weeknd, I know, like, a couple of songs, like the radio bops, but couldn't name anything other than that. Like, I know that, Blinded by the Light one. I know that Feel My Face one. And The Hills Have Eyes. I know Die For You, and I think the list stops there. There might be one more I'm missing. I can probably name 5 if I really put my mind
What
to
is
it.
I only call you when it's half past.
That's the 5th one. There you go. I can name 5. That's about it.
Oh, okay.
To say he's the most popular, I think is a bit of a stretch. I really don't know too many niggas in the hood bump into The Weeknd, and I also don't. I can't speak for anyone else, but definitely don't know no niggas in the hood bumping to The Weeknd. But I don't know. It's a very bold statement, Guinness. I'll say that. Oh, how do you feel about it, friend?
I'm not gonna lie. It was a shock. It was a shock, but it's not a shock. because I don't listen to the weekend like that either. However, I do know, some the weekend songs. And I gotta admit, he does make good music. I will say that. And I'm just really not surprised. More so, he's more so like star level, and yeah, it's shocking, but it's not shocking. It's shocking because we don't listen to the weekend like that. So it's just like, how is he the most? Like, how is he the top tier? But it's like the weekend, he be shows be packed. When I say his tour, my brother went to his concert last year, and that show was packed. So
Yeah.
I mean, he doing something, but
I'm not mad at
yeah.
it, you know. I just
Right,
think I'm a
not
little
bad idea. It's
surprised.
just the
If they had
weekend.
said
I would.
Taylor Swift or like
Oh my
a
God, Alicia! I was just gonna say I could have seen if it was Taylor Swift. I
no,
would
for real,
completely
I would have been
understand a
like,
Taylor
yeah,
Swift.
white people like that. Like that would have made sense to me.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? Or if they would have said, and I
right,
still would have been like, I don't know, no niggas in the hood bumping it. But for their demographic, it would have made sense. But I didn't know. Like, I felt like I feel like only a select type of people listen to The Weeknd, but apparently he's more widespread and more like vast than he's more mainstream than I even knew. I felt like he's more like for the in the middle people, not not straight hood niggas, but not super white either, like for those in betweens. And I guess there's more in between than not. I don't know, I just in my head
right.
there was fewer of them, so it just whatever. You know who I hang out with, so that's why I didn't picture it. But either way,
Right.
shout out to The Weeknd.
Shout out to the weekend.
Canadians holding it down. Even if they said Drake, I would have been like, yeah, that makes sense. But The Weeknd,
Right, right. It was just the weekend just kind of threw
it
me
threw
off
me
like that.
for a
It
whole
was just a shocker. It was a
yeah.
shocker.
Yeah. Shout out to Canada. um Speaking of corny rappers, oh boy. Oh boy, 6ix9ine got jumped in a gym bathroom, which is a random spot they get jumped at. Your ops knew you was working out, or they just so happy y'all worked out at the same gym. Like, I need details. Either way, he got stomped out in the bathroom at the gym, and they was recording it. And I be forgetting about this nigga till I see him on the internet getting beat
I
up.
do too, and I did until this came up.
Until the last time I forgot about him. Till the last time he got beat up for something else. It's like I don't be y'all be running into him way more than he be outside way more than I thought. Getting slapped around because
Right.
what was this for? I don't know. Will we see him again after this? Not until he gets beat up again. But they definitely got him. Not bad though, but he didn't get beat up. Like he got stomped on a little bit. He got some cuts and bruises. But when you actually look at his face, like in the picture, it wasn't. He walked away pretty. Like it looks like he walked away from that. He didn't have to get carried out.
Well, he did. He had to get carried out. However, he did have to go to the emergency room like immediately after. So they did something. It was enough.
They were
It was
probably
enough
checking for internal injuries because you get stomped on in the stomach. They want to make sure you don't got internal stuff. But like his face only look like it looked a little scratched up. It don't look nothing. So as long as if he was released from the hospital,
he was bleeding pretty bad, but right, he wasn't like Rodney King up in that bitch.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. If he was released like same night, they ain't really do too much because he didn't have no internal bleeding and his face looks pretty fine. He don't even look like he got stitches. So I'm gonna need y'all to step it up if y'all really gonna record some shit. Like, I mean, y'all could have kept that to yourselves. I'm just being honest. It looks worse on y'all part than his at this point. Because how many of it was it just one dude? Let me go back.
Well, no, it
was more than one of y'all, right?
Well, Yeah, I'm gonna give them. I'm gonna still just give them their props because they did what people wanted to do to them. So I'm gonna give them their props.
It was more than
I
he's
can't.
little, and it was more than one of y'all, and he ain't even walk out with no internal injuries. Y'all couldn't even. He ain't got no stitches. Like y'all are in a whole bathroom. Not one of y'all thought to pick up the metal trash can and stomp it on his head. Like y'all really ain't moving like this. Like I just, it's all right. It was cute. Like it gave middle school fight. That's what I'm thinking. Like, well, you know what I'm saying? Like you're in a middle school bathroom fight, and y'all just gonna tussle a little bit before the principal come in. That's what it was giving.
Well, I feel like it was more than a
You think it
tussle.
was more than a
I'm
tussle?
sorry. I just can't really side with six.
I'm
I'm
not
just
siding with
glad it was
him. I'm not at
done.
all
I'm
siding with
glad
him.
something was done.
I'm sure he deserved it. I'm not at all siding with him. I'm just saying y'all ain't do y'all
Well,
big
no,
one.
yeah, I'm not.
Y'all
I'm
gave a
not saying
medium
you're
one.
siding with him. I'm just like I'm not gonna go too much in on the people that beat him
I'm
up.
gonna just need y'all to do it a little bit harder next time. I'm gonna need y'all to coordinate.
The next
Coordinate
set of
this
people
attack a
that
little bit
catch
better.
them slipping, they'll get the job done.
Yeah, that's what I'm
All the
saying. Be
way,
a little
all
bit
the way.
aggressive with it. That it was given. I'm assuming this was post workout, so y'all was already a little tired, so you wasn't putting in the effort like you needed to.
Right.
It was you was a little wheezing already when you stepped into the bathroom. Try to catch him at the beginning of your workout. That way you can put in the effort like you need to.
Yeah, but they say you always go there for about like 30 minutes, go there, do a quick workout, go to the sauna. Um yeah, and I don't know if somebody tipped, somebody off, but just so happened that day, somebody caught him slipping. So
Right? No, I'm
but
just
yeah,
saying
it's
it
a
was
normal
just
thing that he does actually.
it wasn't
So it's
very
not his first time going there.
that it didn't look like it was, which is why he was chilling, which is why they caught him. But it just didn't look like it wasn't giving very roughed up. He ain't look roughed up. It gave like
The
you know how
moral of
like
the story,
season one of
six
Love and Hip
nine.
Hop when Chrissy and Kimbella fought and Kimbella jumped up and
Right.
adjusted her wig and was like still pretty. That's kind of what it was giving. You know what I mean? Like he could really adjust his
Well,
braids and be like still
see,
pretty.
but no. Okay, I get what you're saying. I get what you're
She
saying.
did stomp
But
well.
he did walk up with some more bruises than Kim Bella.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
he ain't
definitely.
he ain't stand up looking pretty.
But there was more
But
than one of them, so he should have, as
yeah.
he should, as he should.
I mean,
The
and with
vibe, though.
females, it ain't too much we gotta do. We're
Right.
gonna get the job done.
The vibe
So
was giving still
that's
pretty.
that.
That's all I'm saying. I expected more from my black kings. That's all I'm saying.
And I'm glad it happened in Florida. But our Floridians, you got to do us better. You had to
That's
kick them
exactly
there,
my
kick
point.
them
I
there.
expect more from y'all. Come on now, represent us right. That's all I'm saying. I hold us to a higher standard. Had this been in Alabama, you know what I'm saying? Wisconsin, sure. I'm sure that would have been great. But it's Florida.
He was in the wrong part of Florida. Let him would have been in the right part of Florida.
Listen, we
He would
already
have done
know.
it.
Had that had been Tampa, we would have
Listen.
been reading a different headline. We're just gonna move on now. Indicting no one. Okay. Next, let's go ahead and talk about what do you want to talk about? I guess we could talk about Lotto's little Instagram her little like clip of her on live talking more about her arrest situation. I don't get why she keeps talking about it. If she's saying she wasn't glorifying it and doesn't want to keep talking about it, then I don't get why she keeps talking about it. But okay. So yeah, thoughts?
I would Lotto, and I just have a really hard time with Lotto now because I used to love me some Lotto, but it's like her character, it's starting to show more to me, and yeah, I'm not liking her so much. I still think she knows how to rap. I'm not saying that. However, with the situation, Okay, I don't mind you putting it in your song. I mean, other people has put it in their song before. I'm not mad at that. However, Lotto, whether she said, because she said, y'all think I'm trying to glorify being a thug? I'm a housewife. First of all, you don't even have a ring, so how are you a housewife?
How are you
But
a
that's neither
housewife
here
if
nor
you
there.
work? A
But,
housewife doesn't work. So I was okay.
but my thing is,
Okay.
like, Lotto, you really do like try to give like this hard girl persona, like you just bout that and in the streets. Like, Alicia, am I lying, or did
You're
she
not.
give that?
No, yeah, she does. So,
So it's just like you really try to put on this, persona that you're this, that. And it's like, I mean, we're only going off of what you're saying. So I just feel like the live that she did was just too much. Like, it's not that deep. Like, just leave it at the tweets. Like, you're dragging the situation. Like, if
right.
this happened last year, that tweet that, okay, when the person said we need more insight on that story, she said what happened. Cool. I'm cool with that. You responded to somebody. Cool. But to get on like, it's just too much. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's too much. What's the word? Um, Not explain. Well, yeah, it's too much explaining. Like, we don't care that much. How do you feel about it?
I agree. I feel like if she didn't want to talk about it, she just shouldn't have, like, and just called her a day. Honestly, I feel like maybe she's trying to say she doesn't glorify it now because if you've noticed now she's starting trying to give more pop girly. So she's trying
She
to
trying to get that
shift.
bit money.
Right. She's trying to shift into more of a, type vibes. So now she's not trying to glorify that and she's not giving that gangster bitch that shit
Right. Because
anymore.
we knew her from, I'm from the South Side.
Right.
Yeah, I'm
And
from the
maybe
South
that's what
Side.
she's really meaning to say. Either way, just stop talking about it and call it a day.
Right.
Like, if you're, and also a housewife is someone who is at home. So, and a wife. So those are two things. I just sorry, semantics. Anyway, but that's really it for that one. This last one is a hot topic. I think I this started unfolding on TikTok and eventually made it over to Instagram. Instagram be a little slow. Anyway, so this girl, her ex-boyfriend stole her purse. And this was what was it, Louis? YSL bag.
YSL.
It was a YSL bag. So her ex-boyfriend had stole it and given it to his new girl. She had an air tag in the purse. So her air tag showed her where the bag was at. She realized who it was that had it. She ended up DMing the girl and was like, hey, I realized you're the one who such and such the boyfriend gave it to. I just kind of want it back. The girl was like, oh, well, can you show me proof? So she's like, shows pictures of her with the bag, shows DMs of her and the boy, him kind of admitting that he took the bag. And she ends up meeting up with the girl to try to get it back. And basically the girl and the girl's mama were like, nah, we're keeping it. So what you think, friend?
I feel like that is a hot ass mess. That mama needs to be slapped, get some slap sense into her. Because why do you want to take a purse that belongs to a whole nother girl? First of all, I would be offended that you would even want to gift me a purse that your ex girlfriend had. No, I don't want it. And if I was the ex girlfriend, I'm not even finna ask for my purse back. You dead to me. You getting blocked, and I don't even block people numbers. But that would just be the last time I would just read you. I would say what I have to say, and that's it. Because I know you're not gonna reimburse me for the purse. Like, just keep the purse. I can get another one. I'm not popping up for no purse and this and that and that. And I'm not keeping a purse that belonged to a nigga ex girlfriend. That was a mess to me. What you think?
It was a mess to me. First of all, why are you getting a gift from a nigga of a purse and it's not in a box?
Not
And it's not in a
wrapped.
bag. What purse you get? What YSL bag? What designer bag are you getting not actually wrapped? So that wasn't a red flag to you? That ain't seem suspicious to you, bitch? Are you dumb, dense, or slow? Like, what the fuck? That was the first red flag, and that should let you know right fucking there that nigga was no good. Then once the bitch is
Right.
showing you that the nigga clearly admitted that the bag was yours, and you're like, show me proof. Fine, whatever. You want to be like an extra ass bitch? You see it. Why you? I'ma stick beside him type bitch, and just gonna keep the bag anyway. Now you look goofy, dumb, and slow. Then she want to post on
Right.
Instagram talking about some, oh, y'all not finna keep attacking me. Bitch, you're dumb. You're ditzy, and I don't like you. Like, it's really just, the whole situation is stupid. They're young. Girl, just get a new bag. Period, point blank. Just
Right,
get a
and
new bag.
it's
That's
given
all
that she's learning from her mom. That the mom must be so proud.
that
But
it's giving very much y'all are poor. Just get a new bag. It's not even that deep. Okay. The last hot topic before we finish up. Yeah, let's go ahead and mention this. Go ahead and bring it up, Max.
Okay, so y'all know the Bachelorette, the finest, Lori Harvey. It came out that her subscription with Damson is over.
Shade.
So, yes, Damson Idris and Lori Harvey calls it quits after dating for only 3 months. My thing is, I really want to know, and this is like no shade. At this point, I'm gonna start thinking of niggas like, who would Lori Harvey go with next, just to see if I get it right.
We'll do this. We're gonna come up with a couple next episode. Next episode.
We should, and we gotta think hard because she always get the ones that got something coming out. So we gotta think about that too, because you know,
full week to decide.
Damson just had Snowfall. Michael had the movie No Remorse with Lauren. So you know, yeah, I mean, this is nothing new. Lori, you know, she gets them and leave them and get a new one. I'm not mad at that.
Not at all. Do your thing, boo.
So, I mean, yeah, she just pimping these niggas like niggas be pimping us sometimes. Well, pimping y'all.
I have very much respect for her, and I'll tell you why. She keeps her mouth shut. I've heard her speak a handful of times. And like, you can't be mad at a girl who don't run her mouth. Like, what can you say? She's so quiet.
You're right. She don't say not a peep.
She don't say nothing. She don't clear up no rumors. She don't do nothing but move on to the next. She drop her little skincare. She do her little Pilates, and she mind her business. And she gets prettier every time you see her, and I just love it. Okay, she's the standard. Go ahead. I'm here for it. All right. Well, that pretty much wraps up hot topics for this week. Let's go on and get into our first little, I don't know, subject for this week. That's not the right word, but that's what I'm rolling with. So, this was kind of a question, a debate, I don't know, whatever. We want to talk about if we prefer dating like fine men or medium ugly men. So let's go ahead and get started. Max, how you feel?
So I'm more of I like my men attractive in my eyes. So have I ever talked to somebody that was medium ugly? Maybe. He maybe was medium ugly to you, but he was fine to me. So I'm not really gonna say that I have like that I'm all for medium ugly. I mean that I'm all for fine. Like I'm not gonna say that because some of the dudes like that I may come across, they may be medium ugly, but it's just something about them. Because I can honestly just say for personal experiences, I have messed with someone that was probably like not the best looking that I'm like thinking about, and I just thought he was the cutest. And now that I'm thinking, like, he was really not cute, but I thought he was, and I would definitely put him in the category of medium ugly. However, I do like me a nice good looking man from other eyes as well. However, I don't like the pretty boy types.
Mm,
So you can't think you more fine than me. Like,
right.
this ain't no ASAP and Brianna. No, we ain't doing that. Um, but yeah, I feel like I like them both. As long as you're attracted, like as long as I'm attracted to you, you winning. Boom, you winning. So I've never no. Now I know some females, they be like, oh no, I like my man ugly. I don't like that. Like if I
Carisha
physically
said she
think that
likes a nigga with a
you're
face only a mother can love.
girl, no
Diddy.
ma'am, not me, not
Diddy.
me. Count me out. Because
Diddy.
I feel like for me to at least like I'm not trying to sound like I'm just that bitch. I am, but I just feel like you have to at least like I have to at least find something. I have to find you attractive. Like I can't just look like and look at somebody like ew. Like I can't talk to, somebody that I'm not attracted to, and I just really can't do that. I have to find at least something attractive. Whether it could be we have good conversation, and because I've personal experience again, I have started talking to somebody and he wouldn't be the normal guy that I would just talk to. But I feel like the way we met and the communication and things like that, I was like, he look cute to me. But I always feel like if I met him like on Instagram first or, on a social media, I would not like him. So I feel like being in person, it always, gonna solve that. But what you feel about medium men and medium ugly and fine?
I kind of agree with what you said. I don't like a pretty boy. You cannot think you're finer than me. You can't be the bad bitch in the relationship. I have to be the bad bitch in the
At all.
relationship, and you have to know that. So you have to know your place. I typically, yeah, like I said, I have to be attracted to me. Now, there's definitely been dudes that let's say, didn't really fuck with at first, as far as like I saw him and was like, oh damn, this nigga fine. But as we started to vibe more, then I started to like him. Then I became more attractive. Like the attraction kind of grew, and then once I stopped fucking with him, I'm like, oh, that nigga was ugly as shit. And there's, of course, at least two in the front of my mind right now. So with that case, but I think I tend to lean more average to attractive, medium, not medium ugly, medium attractive, I think is the word I'd like to use, because again, I like to be the pretty one.
Right.
Yeah, but like I said,
you in there.
Right, but as long as I fuck with you, that's really all that matters at the end of the day. I don't really be tripping about it. Because attraction definitely grows. So as long as like the vibe is cool, you're a good person, you're funny, or that I'm funny, so like you laugh at my jokes and stuff, we'll get along. It'll be a cool little whatever. But if it's getting to a point where you're more concerned with yourself, or you're just like that vibe. I used to always say like I don't do light skins, and I had to stop saying that because that's rooted in white supremacy. And then I started saying I don't do people who act light skin, again rooted in white supremacy. But that vibe, you know what I'm talking about. So that conceited type energy, I don't mesh well with. So I'm not attracted to that pretty boy energy. But other than that, that's really it for me.
Yeah, I mean, moral of the story for me, I don't personally go out for the ugly dude in the group. If we bond off of conversation and I then think, he may be a little cute, I'm gonna talk to you. So, it's just whatever I'm feeling. I feel like I do have my days, though.
I'm more of a hype person.
Now that I'm on it back.
I'm definitely more of a hype person. If you're short, I'm not gonna be feeling you like that. I'm gonna be like, this nigga's little as hell. I can probably
see now. My son's dad is short, and Um, yeah, to be honest, I feel like as long as I can look up to you, just somewhat look up to you,
You
you're
mean
good.
with your
You're good.
eyes? My son's dad
Um,
is
I
tall.
don't want you shorter than me, or I mean, we already pushing it if we the same height. I
No,
just
I need you
whether
to
I look
be
up to you two
tall.
inches or 5 inches,
Two
I got to be
inches,
able to
we're
look
the
up to
same height.
you.
If you're 2 inches taller than me, we're the same height.
Okay,
That's the
th-
same damn thing.
four, 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 or six.
Yeah, that's all right, but that's still short to me because
Okay.
I'm 5'4". So I really like a 6 foot. My kid's dad, he's tall. My kid tall. You know what I'm saying? Like, I prefer at least 6 feet. That's the minimum. Preferably 6'2" or above. Yeah, that's the goal.
I mean, that would be my preference too, but we all don't get what we want.
You don't get what you want.
And that'd be the thing. That'd be
I
the
be getting
thing. Like, what
6'2".
if my husband is literally only 4 inches taller than me?
I'm
You know,
forever telling
I'm
my best
gonna
friend she's
not
gonna
like him
be with a short
because
man. I'm forever telling her she's gonna be with a short man because she's very. I'm not against it for real. I just be kind of like joking when I say it. She be low key like for real against it. So I'm like, he really is gonna be short. Like, I just know it. And I like tall dudes kind of flock to me. So they just do. Like, I'm always talking to somebody tall. And she is tall, so short men approach her. They're always short or like her height. Like, she's like 5'10", 5'11", 6 foot, depending on who you ask. She's tall. So it literally, they're eye level. Like, they're looking into each other's eyes. And she hates it. And I'm like, yeah, no. That's gonna be you forever. Like, just get used to it. I'll see TikToks of like, where the dude is shorter, and I'll send them to her. I'm like, that's your relationship goals, babe. Which is nothing wrong with that. Love is love, Not me personally,
love is love.
because everybody's taller than me, so I don't gotta worry about that. But for you, I don't know. But either way, so we say that to say, it doesn't matter how ugly you are if your personality is good. That's not true.
Or
how plain you are.
It doesn't matter how ugly you are, as long as you're cute to me.
Yeah, as long as you're cute in my eyes. With those love goggles on, things tend to look a little different.
Right.
But yeah, so let's go ahead and get into our next little segmente. What is it? I don't even know. We're gonna be talking about gentle parenting. So go ahead and kick us off, friend.
So the next topic of the pod today, we're going to talk about gentle parenting / extravagant parenting, basically extravagant birthday parties, things like that. So what made us think about this topic is because my girl, SZA is Alicia girl, Summer is mine. My girl Summer, she threw Bubbles a birthday party, and they were singing happy birthday, and Bubbles started swinging on Summer Walker. Summer Walker came out with a statement basically saying like her child doesn't like loud noises. At the time they were singing happy birthday and she was not feeling it. Don't give my baby too much on her birthday. That's what Summer said. However, if y'all seen the video, Bubbles was beating Summer Walker's ass. And I'm sorry. I don't care if you are upset or what you want to call it. you're not going to be beating me upside the head. That is not how this works. I am with gentle parenting to a certain extent. I do try to work on like how I talk to my child. I try not to talk so harsh, because I do know that I can say some things very harsh. Like I will say something one time like the nicest way, and then the second time it's like go do that, and I try to work on it. I try not to be so hard on him, um, because you should talk like, just for example, the other day, well, just yesterday, I was asking him did he want something to eat, and he was so into his phone, he wasn't really paying attention. I didn't want to pass it, and he said yes. So I'm trying to ask him, like, I'm literally like coming up slowly to it, and I'm like, you want something to eat? He like, huh, you want something to eat? I'm like, do you want something to eat? And he like, oh no. And then I like, kept driving or whatever. And I just like literally like, while I'm driving, I just stop like thinking in my brain. I'm just like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, like, I didn't have to yell at you like that. I apologize. I just didn't want to miss it. And then that's when he was like, it's okay. And I was like, oh, look at him forgiving me. But I just feel like sometimes, well, not sometimes, but it's definitely okay to apologize to your kids, to talk to them. Yeah, I'm gentle parenting on that. However, you're not about to be disrespecting me just because you're upset. I don't play that. No, I don't play that hidden. I don't play. No, this is not that. I'm the mom. You are the child. And I feel like sometimes with this gentle parenting, some people just be letting their kids walk all over them. And you stressing yourself out, honey. I'm not going to be stressed out at 25. No child of mine is going to have me stressed out. And I feel like sometimes mothers, not saying this is the only way you could be stressed out by a child, because child, my kid do be taking me there sometimes. But I'm more so saying, like, when you give your kid structure, things like that, they're going to do what you say. If your kid is just running amok and you're not doing nothing until the fifth, sixth time they finally do something, now you aggravated. You could have handled that the first time they did it. Instead of want to do all this gentle parenting, put your foot down. You can be a gentle parent and still put your foot down, because these kids is not going to respect you. That's just how I feel about it. Okay, and then we'll get into the birthday party stuff later. How you feel about it, friend?
I like agree with what you said. I think that for me personally, I feel like I would be kind of like a mix, kind of like how you are with yours. Like, I definitely wouldn't be like super, yelling all the time and aggressive, but I'm definitely not gonna have them like,
about time you jumped me,
putting their hands all over me. We heard that. That's Max's phone with a
Oh
shortcut.
Lord, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry.
Having them, putting their hands on me, or also people, because that eventually they're gonna start reacting that way with other kids as well, and then
Right.
they're gonna get put out of school, and it's gonna be a whole like, no, you need to teach them that early. Like, that's not how you react and respond, and like, no, that's wild. So I think there's a time and a place. Kids can, like, I feel like you have to teach them how to control their emotions, and that's something hard to do because adults can't control their emotions. So it's
Right.
definitely something difficult, and it's a work in progress, but it's something that it is important, and that's not something I'm finna play with. Like, don't. Anyway, that's how I would kind of be with it too. Like I said, like you, very much, in the middle. Everybody's human. You're allowed to respond. You're allowed to react, but it needs to be in the right type of way, in an effective way.
Right. Because trust me, I done been through the days of the grocery store days, and your kid just wants everything and don't want to act right in the store. Oh, we gonna get this together, because I refuse to be the parent that don't want to go grocery shopping because my kid don't know how to act. We about to be in this grocery store today.
Right.
So you better get it right. Because no, that's what I'm not doing. I'm not about to rearrange my whole schedule just because you don't know how to act.
Right.
You about to learn how to act today. And that's just what putting your foot down. You can still respect your kid and still respect their feelings. So I respect my child feelings, and things like that. But yeah, us mothers, it's hard, but just put your foot down and you're gonna be okay. These kids ain't gonna be running all over you. And then I would like to make a comment. Okay, Summer was like, don't be doing all that by my baby, blah 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 blah. But just before the birthday party, she was singing "Way in the Water," and the little girl. Okay, so they were singing it a little loud, and if she doesn't like noise or loud noise, which I don't see why she would respond like that. But if she doesn't like loud noise, why are you playing with her like that?
If she don't like loud noise, why are you having a birthday party with 50, 100 people to all sing happy birthday to her? Oh, okay.
And when she was singing "Way in the Water," that just looked like a couple of people. Just looked like Summer and probably two other people that was in there. And Bubbles was binking her upside the head then, and Summer was laughing. So hey, if you think it's funny that your kid beat up on you, and if you like it, I love it, honey. Just don't ask me to watch your kids.
No, for real.
Because people ease bad kids be wanting them people to be watching their kid. Child, they can't even act right with you. What makes you think they finna, and then I can't touch your kid? So what?
Some kids will act better with other people than they do with their parents.
You're right. Yeah, I've had, different times where, that's happened or whatever. But some kids just don't care.
Yeah, it depends. So it depends on the child.
Right. So the second part is extravagant parenting. So I'm gonna just take it back when Carisha spent $1 million on her baby Summer birthday party. A lot of people had something to say about that. I'll get your opinion first, Alicia. So that's the next topic about extravagant birthday parties. So would you spend $1 million on your kid's birthday party?
I wouldn't spend $5,000 on my child's birthday party. I'm keeping it 1,000 with you. Like, I'm not. I refuse. Especially not no damn toddler. Especially not no damn 5-year-old. Like, y'all are wildin'. Niggas in the hood be spending so much money on these damn parties. They really be for y'all. That's it be
right.
It be more adults than kids there. Y'all be the ones drunk, not watching these damn babies. They about to run into the road. What the fuck y'all be doing? That should be blowing me every fucking time. I'm not spending all this money for a party that your kid is not gonna remember. They're only gonna remember it via the pictures you take, and you're only gonna take pictures of them smashing the cake. So that's really all you need. All you need. When they're a little bit older, get a little bouncy house, you know what I'm saying, some balloons, a little cotton candy, let them run around. That's insane to me. When they're older, maybe not $1 million. I mean, not that I would have it anyway, but still, you know what I'm saying, maybe, take them here or there, rent out a little room, this spot or that spot, rent out the skating ring, rent out the little spots that the kids like to go, and call it a day. That's crazy to me. I feel like it be feeling more like you're just trying to flex at that point. Buy them a chain. At least they'll have it later on. At least it'll last. That's right. Crazy. Take them on a trip. At least they'll have a stamp in their passport. Because to me,
trips are important. Crazy. I do feel like parents should travel with their kids. I do want to travel with mine, so that's a good memory.
That's
something
culture,
they will remember.
That's food. You know what I'm saying? Teach them a little something, but not to be in Meemaw's backyard, baby. Y'all doing a little too much. That's it.
I feel like, I'm not spending $1 million. I honestly don't feel like I would spend $1 million, even if I had it. I just don't feel like at that point, I would just be doing the extra shit at this point to make it equal up to $1 million. Because I feel like, what at this party? How did this party equal up to $1 million? I'll never know. However, I do feel like I would be the parent, when my time comes, because I know it's coming for me to get the big money. I feel like once I do have it, I have no problem, throwing my son a birthday party that he wants. Like, just going all out for him. I don't feel like I would go overboard with the money. Like $1 million, that's a lot. However, say if the party did come up to with the bill, say if I was doing a party and I'm not talking about a 1 year old party. My kid is 7, so I'm talking about 7 and above. So if I was to do him a birthday party or whatever, and it's, he telling me something he want to do, I'm definitely going to make it happen. However, I'm going to be smart about it with the money, because I feel like child Candy just had a birthday party for her son Ace, and he had a Fortnite theme, and it was so nice. And I know for a fact Candy didn't spend $1 million on that birthday party. I know she did it. And the party was kid friendly. Like, it was so many kids, and I get you, friend. Parents definitely be throwing parties for the adults, because they was definitely shaking their ass at some party. But that's neither here nor there. But I just feel like I would be like, I would be smart with the money. I would definitely get him what he wants, like for the party. Just say if that includes the building, okay, that's the price. Catering, okay, that's the price. If he wanted this, okay, that's the price. But I'm not gonna. $1 million is just a big stretch for me. But I'm definitely I would spend a bag on my son to make sure he has the most amazing party. But however, it would be to make my son happy. I ain't impressing none of these hoes. Right. I'm kidding. But, I'm going to make sure it's for him. Like, he enjoys it. It's going to be kid friendly. Like, the adults even going to enjoy their time while they're there. But it's mainly, going to be for him. So I don't see I don't have an issue with someone going out for their kid's birthday party, but the $1 million, I mean, she got it. She wanted to do that. That's what she did. But it's just something about that much money on a 1-year-old birthday party. That just kind of blew me. Like, a 1-year-old. What? Well, I don't even know if she was 1 or 2.
It was still very much toddler, or like
right, toddler. Yeah, right. Between those ages, it's just, that's a bit much. She's not gonna remember. The only thing she's gonna remember, she's not even gonna remember it. She'll probably just look at pictures and be like, "Oh, this was this birthday party." Yeah. So, I mean, if you got it, do it if you want to. But yeah, I'm gonna be smart with my money, but I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna definitely still go out for my child. So, as long as the kid's happy, I guess.
So, next we're gonna go ahead and talk about another true crime documentary. So you want to go ahead and talk about that one, friend?
So we did another documentary, and this time we did Ghislaine Maxwell. If y'all don't know her, she was the ex-wife, because I think at one point they were actually married, to Jeffrey Epstein. If for y'all that don't know Jeffrey Epstein, he's the one that, was recruiting all those Ghislaine was recruiting the females to do favors, sexual favors for him, and he was just doing it to all these young girls, and finally was gonna get sentenced for it. Yeah, and he hung himself in the jail before he got sentenced. So now they done moved on to Ghislaine, because she was the right-hand man. She was the one that was bringing the girls to him. So the documentary is Filthy Rich on Netflix. You should watch it. It's pretty interesting. It takes it back, like how she even started that way, which it makes sense how she was with her dad. Like, seemed like she was her dad's girlfriend. It was just, she was definitely guilty. So, I mean, should I say what she got, or just let them watch it?
Start from the beginning.
Okay, well, basically, she's from London.
Yeah, I think so.
So she was from London, came from a pretty rich family. Yeah, she did everything like her dad asked her to do. She did literally, her dad was just proud that he had a beautiful daughter, like that was his, and he just used to show her off and things like that. He ended up passing away, so I feel like she needed like another father figure in her life, but she was all about the money. She came across Jeffrey Epstein and would just basically they were basically like in this little relationship, but he got her to start, which I don't think that Jeffrey Epstein started it. Ghislaine, she definitely had it in her to kind of be a little off, because she would definitely be the type that would tell, like, you know, dirty jokes and stuff, like dirty jokes that you wouldn't think she would say, but she would say. And it was definitely given that she was already on that type of life.
Oh yeah, like
you could
that
tell she
one
was already.
lady. That one lady that said were at that party, and she basically
Right, when she blindfolded.
scars.
So basically,
Yeah,
it was this get together. She had all the guys blindfold themselves, and she had some girls there, and she basically wanted all the girls to go topless, and the men basically fell on their boobs and try to guess who they are with the blindfold on. So that was just, you know, starting off. She didn't even meet Jeffrey at that time. So when she got with Jeffrey, it just got 10 times worse. She was, you know, basically recruiting females to do, you know, favors for him. They were paying them, but, you know, it's definitely wasn't right. Well, I don't even think they got paid all the time. Some got paid, some didn't. Some were just like abused, you know, by them, and they were so powerful that, I mean, they would say something, but it would definitely get overlooked. And once Jeffrey died, you know, they went after Ghislaine. She went on the run. They ended up finding her.
a lot of these girls were minors too,
Right. Yeah. So young, when I say young girls, minors, like 18 and
14.
younger. Right. Some of them was like 20. I did see one was like 21.
Yeah,
But all of them were young. All younger than 20. None of them could have been older than 22.
yeah.
I don't think so.
And he's like 50.
So they were definitely between, I want to say 14 and 22 probably.
Yeah, that sounds about
Or
right.
15, 22 probably. Yeah, so what did you think about the documentary, friend? It was a lot going on with the documentary. It was just, I did think it was good because it did go back on her lifestyle, but yeah, it was she's basically taking the blame herself because Jeffrey killed himself, so
Allegedly.
she admits this on her own.
I don't think he killed himself. I think he got killed. Were you silent or were you silenced? I think he was silenced. I think he got killed.
But why who though? Like, who would do it?
One of the niggas. I mean, literally.
I mean, well, for what reason?
Because
though,
he was
is what
about
I'm
to
saying.
snitch. He was about to snitch.
So?
No, 100%. 100%.
Well, you know what? He was, because once they didn't give him that bail, he knew it was over.
Yeah,
he knew he didn't have that pull no more.
Remanded that second time and was going like back to court jail again. He was done for. If you guys like, you need to watch the first Filthy Rich about Jeffrey and then watch this
because
one.
that one was real good. And that's a part. That's not one episode.
It's
the Lane is one episode.
Yeah. It's really good, but you can really see how just crazy he was, because he was a crazy dude, and then she was just like in love with him. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
She was in love with somebody crazy, and she was crazy on top of it, so it just made it worse. It's like
so he was just gonna start snitching on who was all involved.
I feel like, yeah, he was gonna start naming some names. If I'm going down, y'all going down with me. And I feel like Trump and Bill Clinton, all them niggas that he was cool with, one of them got them together and slipped the guard at 20. No, for real, because the guard watching him,
I believe it.
The guard that was watching him that night was asleep, and the camera was out. allegedly at that time. How conveniently. That nigga was killed. But anyway, so yeah. Either way, oh girl. The documentary, it was a little slow at first, but it definitely got better as it went on. She definitely, like, they literally described her like one of the, I don't know who she was. I don't know if she was an actual psychologist or what, but she was like, based off of the way people described her, she would think that she's actually like a sociopath.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, that's a bold statement. So it's just kind of crazy to see and to think about, because she was legit recruiting. Like, so basically what happened was she recruited, like, let's say she recruited a couple of like high school seniors, and she brought them back to their house. She's like, you want to make a couple $100? Yeah, just come to my house and give my boyfriend a massage, and, you know, we'll give you $300. Then she had them, you know, give them a little happy ending. So they end up leaving. And she has them basically keep coming back. They do it a couple times. They're like, hey, do you know any friends that could use a couple $100 too? The girls start bringing a friend and then recruiting that way. So eventually, she's basically like, what do they call it? What do they call women pimps? A madam. So she's basically like a madam, like with a whole string of like girls just in and out of the house, and they're like pimping them out to other men besides Jeffrey.
High profile
men. She's going in and she's touching on the girls too, so she got some of her charges were for that as well. Because at this point, Jeffrey's only attracted to
4 out of 5 or 5 out of 6.
5 out of 6. Because Jeffrey was only attracted to young women. So at this point, it's safe to say he wasn't giving her no play. So
at least it wasn't pleasing him if they were.
Right. Because he was literally like, he liked little girls. So, and she at one point had said that, like, he likes a younger woman, or so it's just crazy. That's how you know, like, she was touched in the head and she was just okay with it. And she literally, like, is describing them as trash when she was talking to, like, this journalist who she wanted to write a book about her. And it's just like, you're that unhinged, babe. Like, you need therapy. I didn't even know she had siblings until, like, the end of the documentary, when they started showing up to court. They didn't mention it until the end.
Yeah, they did.
It was really weird. The whole thing is crazy to think about, like, that people really move like that. Like, they were stealing kids and kidnapping, like, little girls to do this. Like, she was pimping these people out, and I mean flying them to London and to random islands. This one like in South Carolina and this one in the Caribbean, and y'all are like, I don't know, she had like extra things, but she still was like holding out hope that old boy was finna marry her. And I'm just like, that man don't want you, babe. They
did get married.
I don't think so. They did?
Yeah, so one of the ladies in the documentary, I can't think of her name, but she was close with Ghislaine, and she was like, I mean, I didn't know what they had going on. Then she was like, then they decided to get married, and it's like, well, what is she doing with this man? But she definitely said they decided to get married.
When they were going to get married. I'm looking it up. I'm positive. I'm 80% sure they said. Nope, she was never married to him. She married Scott Borgenson in 2016. But I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so that was after her and Epstein broke up.
So it's surprising that, well, maybe it was just for the money. Well, then again, you know, I feel like she was looking for someone like her dad.
Yeah, she had daddy issues for real. She was in love with him. He just wasn't. he fucked with her at the time, and he liked her for the social status because, she could get him in with the
So Jeffrey
royals.
definitely was a user.
No, for real.
He was an opportunist.
That,
so
very much. And a con man.
That's exactly why he kept her around.
That.
She had the pool. So he like, oh, okay, you got the pool. Let me keep you around then.
By that point, he was already famous enough to be in those circles and have those spaces. He had his string of girls, so he wasn't even really getting down with her like that. So she wasn't really needed. So, I mean, he kept her around, but he wasn't fucking with her like that. That's
at this point, he was just keeping her around so she could just bring more girls that he actually liked. Because I mean, I feel like they definitely, because when they first met, Ghislaine was still a little young. She was somewhat young.
Yeah, it was.
So I feel like she was getting it in and all of that when she was at that young status. But once she started to get a little older, he like, okay, yeah, you out the stage for me. I like them between these ages now.
Like that one girl said, they had over that. Yeah, so it got to a point where he was no longer fucking with her. But it's just, yeah. So either way, she got indicted. I mean, was convicted on, what'd you say? It was 5 out of the 6 charges. And so what was she sentenced to? You said 20 years, 25 years?
20 years.
Which is insane, because one of the charges she was convicted of was sex trafficking. So, like, of all those charges, and it was only 20 years, is ridiculous.
They give that to people that's selling drugs.
Bro, for real.
That was surprising.
And her lawyer's talking about appealing it.
Andrew. Which I'm pretty sure she's going to get out. Prince Andrew, he was caught up in the mix, of course. He tried to deny that he knew one of the females that he was sexually assaulting, whatever he was doing to her. Mm-hmm. He tried to deny it. He was even on camera denying it with his arm around the girl's waist, literally like skin. His hand was touching her skin on her stomach with his hand around her, but he didn't know her. She was just a fan to him. That's what he said. She was just a fan. However, she tried to get him too. And it's pretty crazy that if she was just a fan and you never knew her, you did pay her $12 million to go ahead and settle it, which she took. And he was stripped away from his title. That was about it. I guess the queen just had to put a message out there. Child, I guess.
12 million is so low. He
was the favorite. I mean, he was the the favorite child, so
I feel like 20 is at least 20 is respectable. But a light 20
for Andrew.
Yeah, what's the net worth of the royal family?
Oh, you're talking about the money. I thought you were talking about the years.
Yeah, no.
Oh, yeah. 20 is respectable, and then 10 years in prison.
Right. Well, if they're settling outside of court, then you don't get that.
Well, yeah, I know. But I'm just saying, if I could have it my way, I want the money and you going to jail. See, I wouldn't be after the money, but if you got money, why not give me some?
The net worth of the royal family is at $28 billion. So I'm go ahead and slide me a nice 20
That wasn't even a dent in them pockets.
Baby, slide me a nice 20 mil. Listen, that's what I told you. I told you 12 was real light.
That's like
real light work. But
now, if it was just one of these regular celebrities, I'd be like, damn, she got a bank off his ass.
Listen, and you got to think that's getting taxed too, like a motherfucker.
Right.
So I'm sliding that shit.
Especially 12 million. She's definitely not seeing half of that.
Slide me that shit. Either way, so that's pretty much it. Y'all should definitely check them out, and let us know what you think. For our last segment, we are gonna go ahead and talk about some red flags we see in guys. We've talked about green flags before, so this is gonna be red flags right now. I think this time we'll go ahead and just go shot for shot and kind of list them off. So, Max, you wanna kick things off with your first red flag you see in niggas?
Okay, so my first red flag, and I was thinking about this, and my first red flag is if I already notice that you're just a nonchalant person, it's not gonna work. That's a red flag right there. I'm gonna need you to care about everything that I say to you. Put some thought into that shit. Do not be nonchalant with me. Red flag right there.
Okay, I feel that.
For me. I just don't okay, let me clear this up. Let me clear it up. Because now that I'm saying it, I can see how it probably comes off. You can be nonchalant. But if I just see that you just a person that just don't care, like you just nonchalant about everything,
Right.
I no. It ain't gonna work.
So my first one, and this isn't gonna come as a surprise to you, because I know who this should pop someone right in your head when I bring this up. It's finna be when they in love with their homeboys.
I was gonna put that.
Yeah, I was literally dealing with somebody, and I swear he was like, they would hang out all the time. There was one point in time I didn't see that man for like a month, because they was hanging out every day that they were off. They were hanging out. They worked together, and then they were together every time that they were off. Like, when I finally got a chance to see him, like I had pulled up or whatever, and usually he would like have his door unlocked when I was pulling up, and I realized the door was locked. I was like, yo, like let me in, da da da. I was like, oh, why is the door locked? He was like, because they was pulling up and trying to get him to ditch me to come out with them, so he had to lock the door so they wouldn't come in, because they would just pop up on him all the time. And I'm like, that's weird.
You're ridiculous.
I used to tell them all the time how weird they were, that they would just be together constantly. They're not even friends anymore. That's how you know it was weird. Here, listen to this. This is gonna be hilarious. But anyway, yeah, so in love with their homeboys, that's a red flag for me. Y'all could be friends, y'all could be close, but like, who's more important?
Anyway. Yeah. At some point it gotta be a what's the word I'm looking for? It got to be some guidelines or some rules.
Boundaries.
Boundary.
Yeah.
Got to be some boundaries. So my second red flag is I put talking to me like a homeboy or using too much slang with me. I'm not a nigga.
I feel that.
Talk to me like I'm a woman. Mm-hmm. Okay? Don't tell me to pull up. Tell me if you would like, talk to me with some manners. Don't just tell me I can pull up.
Treat me with respect.
I'm not a pull up type of bitch. Respect me. Okay?
If you hit me with some what's up with 3 S's, I'm never gonna respond to you again. I promise. That's the last time you'll hear from me.
Yeah, so talk to me like a lady. Not your homeboy. I don't like that. Red flag.
I feel that. So my next one, this is probably a red flag for everybody, but it had just happened to me, so it popped up in my head when they're overly sexual or they're sexual like too quick in the conversation.
Oh, I can feel that.
Especially with somebody who's in the Tiggo Biddy committee. That's a lot of niggas, one of their first things they say to me is either that or like my lips or something about that in one of them. And that's the quickest way to get you blocked. If you're really fine, I might let it go. I might not say something the first time. I might let it slide. Right, but if you bring it up another time, nigga, right, now I gotta snap on you because you won't let it go. Come on now. Stop being weird. Jesus.
Dang, I didn't even think of that, and I hate that. I literally hate like when men over sexualize things. Like that annoys me. Because if I'm not on that type of time, and why are you on that type of time?
That, and I can be on that type of time, but we're talking about a
Exactly.
quesadilla. Like, why are you bringing up titties? Stop. Jeez, like it
Like,
be
you're being weird.
it's a lot. But
And at
that's
this point, I don't think I want to be alone with you in the
I
room.
don't actually. I'm really about to block you. But just on text messages, so that when I do post on my story, you can be like, damn, that bitch look good. And I'm like, yeah, she
Right.
do.
Period.
Period.
So my third red flag is beefing with your baby mother.
Ooh, that's a
I
good
don't
one. I thought
like
about that.
nobody that if you're beefing with her, something is going on and it's not sitting right in my spirit. Cause I've just witnessed things like this, and nothing comes good from a nigga that's beefing with their baby mama. Something and they gonna say it's the baby mama. She ain't let me do this. She ain't let me do that. What you did? Cause it's something. It's always something, and I don't have time for that energy. Like, it's just really weird for a nigga to be beefing with a female to me. So I just can't. The person that I am, I couldn't even see myself being with you and you on the phone snapping on your baby mama. That ain't cool. No, we ain't doing that. So yeah, no, red flag off rip. Don't like it.
I'm
You better have
definitely the type to check
a
them,
decent
like,
relationship
that
with your baby's mother if
I
you
have
trying to
checked a
talk to me.
nigga every once in a while when they start talking reckless, or like not to them directly, but they'll be talking about her to me. I'm like, don't say that. Like, don't even call her that. Because she was not ugly when you was hunching on her. Don't even say that. She was not that fat bitch 2 weeks ago. Just stop. So
baby hurt.
Seriously. So my third one is when they're like jealous of you with your money, but they try to play it off, / they call you big money. So I've had dudes be like, they low-key be pocket watching. So they be like, oh, you buying this? Oh, all right, big money. And then like, yes, I just bought a new purse last week, and I'm getting my nails done this week, and I'm buying a new shoes. Okay, and like, why is you mad? I didn't ask you to buy me this, so what is the issue? It's a red flag for me. Like, you're jealous that I'm treating myself well. I don't get the problem with it. It's weird to me. And as soon as I hear the words big money, we cannot speak, because that lets me know that I am big money to you, and I'm really not big money. So that means we can't hang out. We're not going to be in the same circles. And it irritates me. I've literally had people try to pocket watch. Like, nigga, what are you mad at? I'm not doing nothing to stop you in your bag. So why are you trying to stop mine?
Right, I feel that, Brian.
But that is our last our last red flag, and that is also our last segment for this week. I want to thank y'all for listening to our podcast. Anything you want to say, friend?
Nothing besides, support us, y'all. Keep listening. We gonna keep the shows coming every week. You know, it's just a little girl talk. If you need like a little stress reliever, just put on this podcast. We gonna talk the shit. We gonna talk the real. You know, just catch our episodes and live your best life listening to I Don't Know Friend podcast.
Stay messy.
Bye.
Bye.